I got the AI Chat GPT to build me a Magic the Gathering Commander deck, and it made some unique choices when building the deck, but let me show you what it made. Alright, I first asked it, give me a color combination I should use for a Magic the Gathering Commander deck, and it said Abzan. That's green, white, and black, which is clearly the best color option to choose because ChatGPT said so. So I'm moving it from an E tier on the friendship tier list to an S tier. So then I said, all right, what Abzan legendary creature should I use as my commander for my next legendary deck? And then it gave me 4 options, which was a problem. So I said, pick a number 1 through 4. And it said, sure, I'll pick the number 3. That's Corridor Ghost Chieftain. And guess what? It also said that it was a great choice, meaning that it absolutely picked the best possible option. The AI has spoken, and we will not disagree with it. Alright, so we have Corridor Ghost Chieftain. It is objectively the perfect commander. It says this spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature in your graveyard, and once during each of your turns, you may cast a creature spell from your graveyard. So then I said, what number of creatures, instants, sorceries, artifacts, enchantments, planeswalkers, and lands should I include in my commander deck? And it gave me the objective right answers for this. And if you see it says 30 to 35 creatures, it also said put in more creatures, so I gave it 40 creatures. 5 instants, 6 sorceries, 5 artifacts, 5 enchantments, 1 planeswalker, and 38 lands. This is objectively the best possible combination of cards you can have for this commander deck. And then I first had it generate the creatures for the deck. The first creature ChatGPT generated was Survival of the Fittest, which is an enchantment. And it's $217. I would recommend putting in Soul of the Harvest instead, but that's just me. I'm not a genius AI. It got a little better after that. We did Sakura Tribe Elder and Birds of Paradise. Now we're off to a fantastic start. Then Lano War Elves. Then Lano War Elves again. That's not legal. So I had to take one of those out. Elves of Deep Shadow. I would prefer Dawn Treader Elk, but what do I know? I'm not a genius. Then Findlehorn Elves. Then Deathrite Shaman. As you've noticed, that is an elf, and for whatever reason, ChatGPT really likes elves when making decks, and I could not tell you why. Then Sylvan Safekeeper, but as you'll notice, this has synergy with Deathrite Shaman. It just goes to show how genius this AI is. Viscera Seer, and Karen Feeder. We have a lot of sacrifice outlets in the deck, you may notice, but we don't really have anything to sacrifice, so I don't completely understand this, but it's probably just way above my head. Satyr Wayfinder, Stinkweed Imp, and Golgari Thug. These are all really good cards, and they completely make sense. Blood Artist, and Zulaport Cutthroat. I love the aristocrat style it's going for with this deck. There's nothing to sack. I feel like this is when a very advanced chess AI makes a move and a grandmaster just doesn't understand it. I think that's a good metaphor for the situation. We got Bloodghast and Reassembling Celicans. These are the only things we can really sack in the deck, I guess. Yavima Elder. You see, ChatGPT, if you've noticed, it has a strong bias against white creatures, which I'm not really sure why. I take that back. I know why. It's because white sucks, and I completely agree with it. Then we got Eternal Witness and a card I'm not reading because it's upside down. We got Sun Titan then, Karmic Guide, and Fiend Hunter. Also, there's very few white creatures in the deck. There's not a lot, which I think is once again a good thing. Also, all of these cards I've been showing you are in the order that ChatGPT generated them, and it started off with low cost, and then it went to high cost. And now it's down to 1 at Spore Frog, so, Mind Slicer and Shieldred, the Whispering One. These are very nasty and mean cards that are horrible to play and could get you kicked out of your playgroup. I approve of them wholeheartedly. Then we got Death Priest over here, and it goes kind of downhill after this. It then generated Dictate of Erebos, Grave Pact, and Phyrexian Arena, which are all enchantments. I get Dictate of Erebos and Grave Pact because they both have the word creature in them, but Phyrexian Arena, I don't understand how it got that. That one's a little lost on me. Then we got Skull Clamp, so it went to artifacts. We got Buried Alive, then it went back to sorcery. Entomb, that went to instants. Living Death, then it went back to sorcery again. And then it went back to creatures, which is fantastic and what we need. Took a quick break there, but we're back at it. Then we got Archon of Justice, Akin Rider, Angel of Saren, Tedastodon, and of course, who could forget Avenger of Zendikar. These are all great cards. They just don't have that much to do with our commander, and I'm a little lost as to why they are here. But, what do I understand? So we got our creatures, that's a check, and now we go over the instants. So I asked it, what 5 instants should I put in the deck? I'm a bit low on ramp and card draw. And it gave me these ones. Cultivate, which is a sorcery, so that's 0 for 1. Kodama's Reach, which is a sorcery, not an instant, that's 0 for 2. Harmonize, which is a sorcery, that's 0 for 3, not doing great. We got Return to Dust, which is an instant, that's 1 for 4. Path to Exile, that's an instant, that's 2 for 5. See, being 2 for 5, that's like 90%. That's an A-, I think. I never really passed math class in high school, so I assume it's pretty good, though. I then asked it, what 5 sorceries should I put in the deck? And it gave me them, but then I realized I actually needed 6, as it had said before. So I said, give me one more, and it said Cultivate, which was already added as an instant, so I couldn't put that one in. I said, give me one more, and it said, Read the Bones. Fantastic. So Rampant Growth and Farseek, actually sorceries, that's pretty good. Then it gave me Siphon Mind, Painful Truths, and Read the Bones. These are some very unique options for card draw, not ones that I would typically put in a deck, but you know what? I just don't understand ChatGPT. I'm not that smart. Then I got Cleansing Nova. I completely approve of this one. I then asked it, what 5 enchantments should I put in the deck? It gave me these ones, but Dictate of Erebos was already added as a creature, so I had to ask it to give me one more, and it said Aura Shards. That's fantastic. All right, we got Pattern of Rebirth, which is more a good card because it's really expensive rather than it actually being synergistic with the commander. We got Ghostly Prison, which I don't know what this has to do with Corridor Ghost Chieftain. Once again, good card, fantastic card, but I don't see where the synergy is. We got Smothering Tithe, which, yeah, I guess, same thing as before. I still don't understand. And Animate Dead, which you can combine with Entomb to get any card in your deck out in the battlefield. I will never question this AI again. It's simply genius. Love it to death. We got Aura Shards. Once again, back to not understanding. Good card, just don't... my brain doesn't work. What are 5 artifacts, I asked? I asked for a little bit of ramp, but nothing overpriced. Otherwise, that was kind of necessary, because it would give you Mana Crypt and every other artifact that costs $2 billion. The deck, see, ChatGPT assumes you have infinite money, so I had to specify that, and it gave me 5 cards that were all ramp. Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Wayfarer's Bauble. These are all great choices and fantastic for the deck, and I was really proud with them. Then it gave me Mind Stone, which is a 3-color deck, and it gave me colorless mana, so that was a bit disappointing. Then it got Selesnya Signet, which is apparently better than Golgari Signet and Orzhov Signet, which are clearly inferior apparently, but this one's the better one. It said, okay, what is one Planeswalker I should put in my commander deck? And it gave me Garruk Curse Huntsman. Now I want you to look and see what it said about why I should put this in the deck. It says it costs 5 mana, it costs 6. Then it says it starts with 4 loyalty counters, he starts with 5. And then it says that his ultimate ability is a -6, and it creates 2/2 black-green wolf creature tokens with Vigilance, Trample, and Haste. It doesn't do that. It says you get an emblem with creatures you control get +3/+3 and have Trample. I don't know how it got that from that. So I'm a bit confused. I then asked it what are 23 budget-friendly lands I could have for my commander deck, and include at least 18 basic lands. So here's what it gave me, and here's the thing. Budget-friendly. If I don't do that, then every single land in the deck will be $300. I also had to ask it explicitly for 18 basic lands, otherwise it will never give you basic lands no matter how hard you ask. But you can only expect so much from Perfection, so yeah. But we're missing 4 creatures because the AI doubled up on some cards, and then I asked it for 4 creatures, and it gave me some, but then it gave me Fathom Mage, which is illegal because we don't have a blue color in our commander. So then I had asked it for another card that it hadn't given me yet. And it said, oh yeah, Loyal Retainers, no problem. That card is $50. I asked it again, but something it had given me that isn't that expensive. It said Sakura Tribe Elder. It had already given me that, despite the fact that I'd asked it to give me something that I hadn't given it. So I said, okay, you already said Sakura Tribe Elder earlier. And it says, okay, I apologize, which was nice. Gave me Yavimaya Granger. That card sucks. I asked it, okay, give me a creature from my commander deck that you haven't given me yet that isn't expensive and doesn't suck. It gave me Fierce Empath, which is a good card, but it's good enough, good enough. Then it gave me Skull Mulcher, Harvester of Souls, Tiamat the Weaver, which is $33. You know what, just get Abhorrent Overlord. This deck is already overpriced. Don't build it, it's horrible. The ChatGPT sucks, listen to me instead. By the way, only 0% of viewers are subscribed, so please subscribe.